Today I'm going to be watching The Town That Dreaded Sundown. I am, for better or for worse, from Arkansas, born and raised. I honestly don't know shit about the Moonlight Murders, the Texarkana Moonlight Murders, which is what The Town That Dreaded Sundown is based off of. I know that it was a series of murders in, I think, 1949, and that I think 5 people ended up dying and 3 were injured. And that's kind of all I know, other than it was in Texarkana. So, yeah. I do think it's cool that they filmed around Texarkana, though. I'm pretty excited to see that. But yeah, I'm gonna start watching this movie and I'll just check in with my thoughts. I have never seen anything related to this movie. I've never seen clips. I haven't read, like, the synopsis. I'm just going in blind as a native Arkansan, so yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna start watching this movie. I don't know how it's filmed. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anybody that's in it. We'll see. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, I have watched like the setup, the first like 10-15 minutes of it, and here's what I have so far. First of all, I was wrong. It was 1946. My bad. I also realized that this came out before John Carpenter's Halloween, which is, I guess, it's kind of seen as like the beginning of the slashers. But like, this is looking like it's about to be a slasher. I mean, there was an opening kill. They had an opening kill. This couple, it was a classic, a horny guy and an uninterested girl, go out to this like lover's lane kind of situation, and they get attacked by the guy, by the guy that the movie's about. I do want to say first and foremost that you wouldn't catch me doing this. I don't know. I don't know. As someone who grew up, very far away from big cities, out in the middle of nowhere, you will not catch me going outside at night, okay? Unless I know I'm gonna be out there fewer than probably 3 minutes. So, yeah, there's just too much shit out there. There's too much shit out there. I went outside. I went outside the other night to try to get a picture of the lemon comet that was like passing by. And I was out there maybe 45 seconds to a minute, and I heard a noise across the street, and across the street from where I live is just an open field. And I booked that shit back inside. I was not staying out there. And then my stepdad comes at me a little later and he's like, "Oh, there's a mountain lion outside again." I was like, yeah, no shit, I heard it. Just not classy. You would not catch me doing that shit. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't think you could pay me to sit outside at night by myself. You couldn't. No. Anyway, that's what I've got so far. The police guy that came, I'm guessing he was the first one on the scene. Him and the other police guy, I don't know anybody's names yet because I'm not that far into the movie. But they go to the sheriff and they're like, "We need to warn the kids not to go out into these lovers' lanes." And it's like, okay, they shouldn't be doing that anyway. Hello? I don't know, but we're gonna keep rocking and I'll check back in. Okay. I finished the movie. I have lots of notes. But yeah, I broke down the plot to make it, I don't know. I made the plot simpler. I just put the plot into words. Basic plot. Okay. I don't really have any notes. I mean, it's kind of hard to judge a movie from 1976 just because it was so different, But I liked it. I also just like older movies, so that sure helped. My one note is that they should have thicker accents. They should have had thicker accents. Cause I know damn well that's not what they sounded like. There's a few people where I was like, okay, yeah, you're from Arkansas, you can hear it. But yeah, they should have made the other guys have thicker accents. So the basic plot is, for the opening kill, this couple go out to this like lover's lane kind of situation and are attacked by the killer. They don't die though. They live. And the next morning someone finds them, or somebody finds the girl, because she has like crawled her way out to the road and she manages to flag somebody down, and they end up finding the guy as well. The police are called. We meet Ramsey, our main police guy, and Yeah, that's the setup. 3 weeks later, another couple goes out. Stupid. The sheriff gets a gut feeling and goes out to start just patrolling around, checking out all those lovers' lanes areas. He finds an empty car and eventually 2 dead bodies. And he has just missed the killer. Like, he runs back to the cars and he sees the killer get into a car and drives away, and he's too far away for him to shoot. So the town people are very scared by this, obviously. They start buying up all the guns. They get new deadbolts installed, and the police department gets to work with the Lone Ranger himself, as they fucking called him. Morales? I think his name is Morales. So Morales comes in, and he gets to work with Ramsey's, our main guy. And the plan that they come up with is to put some of the police guys in drag and pair them up with other police guys and put them in cars in these lovers lane areas and have kind of a stakeout and use them as bait. So yeah, that's the plan they're going with. And then cut to prom, the kids are dancing, having a good time, the band's playing. The teachers, or I don't know if they're teachers, but they are the adults at the function. They're spiking their own drinks, so that's really fun. The prayer at the prom did kind of give me war flashbacks. I don't know, hearing, and now blah 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 is gonna lead us in prayer. And then another guy comes up, takes off his hat, let us pray. Little triggering, okay? Give me flashbacks. So prom ends, and this guy picks up, who I'm assuming is his girlfriend. She played the trombone in the band. Slay. A low brass queen. The guy ends up convincing her to go out, or to stay out, rather. And, hey, dumb idea. Hello? Meanwhile, Ramsey and Morales are out patrolling. We cut to seeing this couple again in their car. They're at the spot. They explained that the spot isn't on some, like, Lover's Lane road. It's kind of in the middle of town. We see them in the car, and we see the killer near them outside the car, and then they decide to leave because the girl has a curfew. Yeah. So they leave just in the nick of time. Except, psych, the killer's on the car. He pulls the guy out of the car and attacks him, leaving the girl in the moving car, letting her crash. And, she gets out and she sees that her boyfriend is what she sees as dead. And screams, giving away her location. The killer chases after her. The killer, who I guess I can call the Phantom, that's what they called him. He catches her and drags her all the way back to where the boyfriend is laying in the grass. She's like, run away, get out of here. So the boyfriend tries to leave. He tries to crawl away, but the killer shoots him. And then he proceeds to tie a pocket knife to what is it called? I forget what it's called. A valve? You use valve oil, right? Or is valve oil for trumpets? Anyway, he ties a pocket knife to the slider of the girl's trombone and then plays the trombone, stabbing her a few times until she is dead. Also, I wanted to note that this guy is a mouth breather. And they make sure of that. Like, they make it to where you can physically see under his mask, because he's wearing, like, a sheet, like, pillowcase or whatever. Some kind of, like, cloth mask, with eye holes cut out. You can see he's not breathing through his nose. This motherfucker is a mouth breather. But the next morning, the couple is found, and the police people have some nice lunch or whatever to discuss what the fuck they're gonna do. And they meet up with this psychiatrist guy who I think they said he works at like a prison. And this psychiatrist guy tells Morales that the killer is getting off on this whole manhunt thing. So yeah, which I mean, probably, yeah. And while they're talking, the camera shows another person in the restaurant, but it shows his shoes and, like, I don't know, like halfway up his calf, which is the same shot that the movie has been using to show the killer's steps as he's walking, so we're supposed to assume that the killer was in the restaurant with them while they're having this talk. Cut to later, Ramsey and Morales are patrolling, and Morales wants to set up an interview with the first couple that was attacked because, again, they lived. Then they get a call on their radio that there is an armed suspect, so they head over there. And this guy, like, runs out of a store and hops into a car and drives off, and a police chase ensues. It's crazy. There's a funny little, like, there's a funny stunt that they do with a car where, you know, they loved doing car stunts back then. People love car stunts. But yeah, they, like, drive a car, boop, and then it, like, crashes into, like, a shallow pond or something. Or maybe it was, like, a flooded field. It might have been a flooded field. It was either a flooded field or a pond. I don't know. The guy does get caught by some of the other officers, and then our guys arrive. He confesses to being the Phantom, but Morales sees right through it. Next, a girl is sitting in her house. She's, you know, she's in front of her mirror. She's brushing her hair. She's having her girl time. She's having a nice night, right? And she hears something outside, so she calls to the guy in the house. What's his name? I think his name was Floyd. I didn't write it down. I'm pretty sure his name was Floyd. But she calls to Floyd and she's like, hey, did you hear anything? He says no. And then we immediately see behind Floyd through the window the killer, and he shoots Floyd in the head through the window, killing him. So, yeah. Then the girl comes out. She's freaked out, obviously. She goes to make a phone call, and she's like screaming at the operator. And we see the Phantom tear down the screen on their front door and get in the house, and he shoots her twice, I believe, and comes in the house to... The killer comes into the house and checks on the guy first, which I thought was kind of weird. But that gives time, obviously, for the girl to escape. She escapes out the back door and crawls through what I believe is a cornfield. It looked like a cornfield. The killer chases after her. She gets all the way through the cornfield to the house on the opposite side and is banging on the door, banging on the windows, dogs going crazy. She can't get anybody to answer. She runs around to the front side of the house and she finally sees a light flip on and she's like, oh my god, finally, and she collapses like right in front of this guy's porch. He runs out, shotgun in hand, naturally, and calls back inside for who I'm assuming is his wife to call an ambulance. The killer makes it to the other side of the field and sees this going down, and he bolts. He runs. He's not getting caught. So as this manhunt grows larger and larger, people are boarding up their windows. There's no more early morning newspaper runs. There's no more night deliveries, nothing like that. Nobody's allowed pretty much outside at night, or nobody is advised to be outside at night, more likely. And out on patrol, we see Morales and Ramsey's. They're talking about it again, discussing the whole thing. They're thinking that this guy has either quit because he doesn't want to be caught, he's either moved to another town, or he's been arrested for some smaller crime and is already in jail. So they have mostly given up at this point. But then they get a call about a stolen car, and it matches the description that Ramsey saw whenever he found the second couple. They approach, guns in hand, finding footprints along the way. Morales finally spots the killer. He's like up on this ledge. It's like dumb. But Morales spots him and then shoots, but he misses, and it spooks him, so the killer runs away, and Morales and Ramsey have to chase after. The killer comes up on a clearing. He sees the train tracks and a train coming, and so he jumps the tracks to get on the other side of the train for coverage. Ramsey and Morales are shooting at him from underneath the train, and they finally get one hit. They get one hit on the leg, kind of as a just like a last-ditch effort. But by the time that the train fully passes, the killer has run off. They find some of his blood on the ground and call out the bloodhounds to try to track him down. And the bloodhounds lose him in the bog. So, yeah. That's kind of it. They didn't catch him. Which, I mean, yeah. That's how it was in real life, so I kind of get it. Yeah. But I'm curious to see, because I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look at, like, the case and stuff. I just wanted to watch the movie because I had never seen it, and I don't know. I figured I should at some point, being from Arkansas. I should probably see it. But I'm going to look into the case and kind of look at some of the discrepancies. But I liked the movie. I thought the movie was really good. I just wish they had thicker accents. Thicker accents. Give me thicker accents. I want the nostalgia. Give me somebody that sounds like my grandpa. Please. There was only one guy that I was like, okay, yeah, this sounds like somebody I know. And it wasn't even one of the main guys. I think it was one of the extras that was from Texarkana, because they used some of the locals in it as extras. But it was like a side character. So, I don't know. Yeah, it was a good movie. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. I quite liked it. I recommend. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the remake. I might eventually, but I quite liked it. Also, I still think it's crazy that this came out before fucking Halloween. It was good. It was good. I liked a lot of the shots. A lot of the nature felt really familiar, so that was good. Yeah, there was just a bunch of times where I was looking at that and I was like, yeah, that looks like Arkansas. That looks like it, so, but it was good. I think it was, I think it did a good job at kind of showing the small town panic, you know, whenever shit goes down in a tiny town and then, you know, chaos ensues. Nobody trusts anybody. But I think they did a good job at representing that, and it felt, I don't know, it felt pretty accurate to like little towns. So yeah, good. I quite liked it. That's really all I got. I don't have anything too crazy. Just kind of telling the story.